Feather Intuitive, and welcome to Divinely Decked Tarot and Oracle Reviews done Stacy style. And today we are reviewing yet one more deck from my eBay 21 deck lot box. I can't believe how much fun I had. I took a big risk, spent a couple $100 and, got this box of all of these, amazing tarot and oracle cards. Some have been great, some have been not so great, but I've really just enjoyed the process of, it's like a grab bag. It's like a gift bag or a goodie bag at the end of the party. So today we are going to be exploring a deck that it's kind of interesting. I don't know for sure, but I suspect that this might be one of those, pirated or hijacked ones, but I have all of the other Taroteka decks. So we're going to see. And if I do like this, because I don't have this deck, if I do like this, then I'm definitely going to order that to complete my, my collection. So without further ado, let's get to it. And we are looking at the Dark Mansion Tarot. And I apologize. I'm recording this in the desert during our fall and into winter months. And for whatever reason, the sun just seems to fall in my recording studio, always in this way, right at the, the spot and the time of day and all the rest of it. So I'll do my best to mitigate it. But here we go. So these clearly are a mini version. The other decks by Taroteka are really big, and they are, I want to say, on a very high quality cardstock. This is definitely not it. So I'm doubtful that this is a Taroteka product. But we'll see. And I feel bad, but I want to look at the imagery here because I will definitely get the original copy for sure. So here I recognize the back design already. They always do this beautiful different colored jewel in the center of this sort of portal, or almost like an opening, the womb kind of energy. And I think it's really beautiful. So here we have the Six of Pentacles, and very cute. So it's kind of a cartoon style. I think that's really cute. Because it's smaller, I think what I'll do is hold some of these up so you can see the imagery a little bit better. So this is the Six of Pentacles, and we see a beautifully dressed woman in a hat in the snow, and she's handing this big jewel, or the coin, sorry, to this younger child who clearly is, without as many means. And so it feels warm, it feels fuzzy. I don't feel a lot of like greed when I connect to this. I feel generosity and reciprocity. Here we have the Five of Pentacles, very much based on the RWS system. We're seeing an older gentleman on crutches and a younger girl that's following him. Of course, we see the snow that's happening. And because their eyes are down, they're feeling downtrodden. They have no confidence. They're not looking up at, the saving grace that is available to them behind them. So it's that card of worry and distress. Four of Pentacles. So here we have the miser. This is very clear that this is the miser. So this really symbolizes also a little bit of greed, that lack, that scarcity, that no, it's mine and I need to protect my own. And this is my piece of the pizza or the pie, and you can't have it. And as a result, you get caught up in the acquiring of material wealth, and you forget to live. Three of Pentacles. So there's collaboration here. There's an architect who's doing some measurements, and you've got two other men kind of in the background. It makes me think of like Scrooge days, the Christmas Carol, A Christmas Carol, Scrooge, that kind of energy, in Britain, in London. They're all dressed in that, 1800 style clothing, all with the monocle and, paying attention to everything. So attention to detail is focused there. Two of Pentacles, balance. So here we have a sailor, and it's almost like he's caught in his own net, in his own web. He looks really happy though. He doesn't look particularly distressed. He definitely, I feel like, knows how to work what it is that he's working with. So I would say he's feeling really content because he's got the resources that he needs. Here we have the Ace of Pentacles. Very beautiful. So in a traditional Rider-Waite style, there is no person being depicted here. We are seeing the traditional hand. Normally we see a hand coming out of the clouds. Here we're seeing the hand as part of the statue and part of the platform that the pentacle is being featured on. Here we have the King of Wands. He doesn't look very happy, actually. And King of Wands is the entrepreneur card. This is the person that everybody kind of really likes. Is very charismatic and larger than life, and is like, yeah, let's go have fun. Let's go do this thing. He's looking a little frazzled. He's looking a little like he's not standing fully in his power. So he must be stressed about something. That's kind of interesting. Here we have the Queen of Wands, and she's got a bit of a sterner look on her face as well. Not what I would have expected. We are seeing hints of sort of the sunflower, which we often see in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith version. She does have her wand with her here. She's all decked out in her crown and in her clothing, and there's flame in the background. So I would say she looks like maybe she's getting ready to start something new, and she's having to get a little more serious. She's having to kind of get into the resource deep inside of her in order to, bring what it is that she wants to bring to life to the forefront. Knight of Wands. So here we have a knight in motion with a very interesting horse, kind of like a mangy mane. His face is a little funny to me. And this Knight of Wands looks extremely serious. It's interesting because I don't think of the wand royalty cards and characters as particularly serious. They have serious moments. They can absolutely get things done, but they tend to be a little more lighthearted. That's not what's being depicted in this deck. So I find that interesting. Page of Wands. Here we finally have someone who's smiling a little bit, feeling a little confident, holding the wand in the exact same direction and position as the Queen of Wands. So learning from the Queen, emulating the Queen, trying to be like the Queen. 10 of Wands. Wow. Rewards and the burdens that go with it. Here we have a little owl in the tree watching this poor guy struggling, and you can see he's got a long journey ahead of him to get back to the city. And he's carrying all of these wands. The wise owl is looking at him and saying, maybe you should make 2 trips. Even though it'll take you a little longer, it might be easier. It might be, less of a struggle on the body. 9 of Wands. So here we have an emperor kind of figurehead here in front of his home. He is standing his ground. I feel when I look at this, it's like defense, even though that's the 7 of Wands. 9 of Wands is the card of control and resilience. I feel very much an energy of defensiveness here, defending his property, defending his territory. 8 of Wands. Oh, I like this. So swift release. I like that there's a person in this image, and the person also has her little black cat with her. So kind of that, sort of a nod to the witch. I feel that this is a good witch kind of energy. And she's got red hair, so it's like flame in the hair, but also we're seeing the sunrise or the sunset, depending on how you are viewing it. Very cute. 7 of Wands. So again, this is typically a card of defense, seen as a card of defense, and you definitely see that here. Defending his territory, making sure that nobody is coming any closer to him. He's getting ready for a fight. 6 of Wands. So here we have, it's interesting. So this is the victory card. This actually looks a little more like the 4 of Wands, in that the 4 of Wands is often depicted as the marriage card, a celebration of sorts, a graduation to a new level of life, a new experience. But the 6 of Wands is the card of victory. So maybe it's the victory that this couple has worked really hard to get to this day. Maybe they've had to reschedule the wedding a couple of times. Maybe there was, like a loss or a death in the family that caused them to postpone. Maybe it took them years to decide to tie the knot. Whatever the situation is, it's kind of an interesting choice for the Six of Wands. Five of Wands, conflict, training, learning things. And here we have, it looks like a group of maybe policemen that are training up, or I want to say neighborhood watch, who are training up and practicing to protect the neighborhood. Four of Wands. Okay, so here we are seeing kind of romance, and maybe this is the engagement. This is the contract. So kind of an interesting depiction. I don't know that I necessarily agree with or can relate to the depiction of these that they've chosen, but I find it really fascinating that the creator is taking this story, this approach to this story, and I find that really interesting. Three of Wands. So this is a card of expansion, and we have, this girl that's, clearly just been dropped off from the stagecoach. She's got all of her stuff, or she's waiting for the stagecoach to come and pick her up, and she's ready for a new adventure. Either way, there's something new on the horizon, and we're seeing that, she's got a choice of direction. Which way will she go? Two of Wands. So here we have a ballerina on a tightrope. That's really interesting. So Two of Wands is direction. This feels a little more like, to me, balance, which is, I see that more as the Two of Pentacles. But that's really interesting. So making a show of it, being in the limelight, people watching, waiting with bated breath. What is going to happen? Most of the audience cheering you on, wanting, a positive outcome. Here's the Ace of Wands. Oh, very interesting. So I always love a good Ace of Wands. This feels kind of deserty, definitely that energy of something new. This is inspired action. I feel like it's the colors in this card that are speaking the message. King of Swords, very, very, very serious. Taroteka, I believe, is from one of the Slavic countries. So I feel like the imagery also lends itself to the Slavic tradition, the Slavic look. And I'm really noticing that in the artwork here. I think that's absolutely beautiful. Love the Queen of Swords here. She's clearly holding her boundaries, and she's a little stressed. She's hanging on to the throne really tightly. Maybe there is somebody who is threatening her at this time, and so she's preparing herself for whatever is required. The Knight of Swords, he's charging into battle. There's a little impulsivity here. Page of Swords, ready to learn something new, ready to defend, ready to be a part of. Eight of Swords, that entrapment energy. And it's in the snow, it's in the mountains, it's in the cold. And she's blindfolded. Her hands are behind her back, but we don't really know if they're tied behind her back or not. And I want to say it definitely represents what I always see as the Eight of Swords, which is you can get out of this. This entrapment is, I don't want to say it's an illusion. There is entrapment that's happening here, but you can get out of it. There's going to be pain involved. You're going to probably have some level of injury, but you will heal from those injuries in order to move on. But often what keeps you entrapped is the fear of those injuries, the fear of the pain or the hurt or the loss required to move on. And so then you end up, staying stuck. In this case, all the swords are pinning her down in her dress. So I feel like in order for her to get out of it, it would require vulnerability, removing the dress and being naked for a while, out in the cold, survival issues coming up. She can do it. And once she does it, she can pull those swords out and put the dress back on, but maybe she's not thinking in those terms. Maybe she's like, but I don't want to be vulnerable. I don't want to be cold. Seven of Swords. So that card of integrity, it's so funny that the word that I'm hearing is unter. I'm not saying it properly. And I don't even know if it's an actual real German word. My grandfather would make up his own language, and that's one of the words that I'm hearing. So it's like, doing things in the dark, doing things under the radar, doing things in secret and on the sly. Definitely feeling that, he's like a robber. He's even got the mask on his eyes to change his look. Six of Swords, moving on to calmer shores, support and grace. Five of Swords, conflict. Win at all costs. Was it worth it? There's someone in the background with a sword in the body. You've got another person with two swords in his back who's still standing. And then you've got this guy who's partially masked. It's like he's not even being completely honest about the choices that he's making. Four of Swords, support. Not support, rest, truce, getting out of the head, going more into the heart space. And she's pensive. You can see that she's tired. She's definitely in need of a rest, and she's more pensive about things. Three of Swords, that heartbreak, that betrayal energy. And how beautiful, you've got long braid. It's like Rapunzel. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. And, she cuts the hair, and then there's betrayal as a result of that. That's a really interesting depiction. I love that it's in a locket. Two of Swords. So here we have, the intuitive decision to make. And that's exactly what she looks like. She doesn't look like she's in distress. She looks like, which path do I take? I really am confused. Both can provide something really interesting, and I just don't know which one to go with. Ace of Swords. So again, we don't have a person, but we do still have the hand. The hand isn't coming from the cloud. It's coming more from the platform, the stanchion, so to speak, but the hand is there. King of Cups, and the hand is the hand of Source. King of Cups. Ooh, he's an older gentleman. He's been around for a while, a little ancient energy there. Nine of Pentacles. So the card of gratitude, the card of perseverance, doing the work, putting the work in to learn the skill and to perfect your craft. Eight of Pentacles. Very pretty. I like so I'm always connected to the Eight of Pentacles because it's the Virgo card, and it's the card of mastery, getting caught up in the details, bedazzling the thing that you're doing. It's also the card for higher learning, higher education, going on a journey to learn more. And I think this is just so beautiful. You've got a lot of the green, so there's growth that's happening here. He's working with the Pentacles, the wheels, and using the Pentacles to create. He's got his blueprints there, and he's very focused on inventing the next new thing that's going to help the world. I think that's fabulous. Here we have the Seven of Pentacles, happy guy, the reaping the rewards, the harvest has come in, and he's like, all right, there's a lot of work here, but I'm going to just take a moment to reflect on the fact that I'm grateful that I have this work, that the harvest did come in, that we are going to eat through the winter. Queen of Cups. Oh, she's beautiful. So she's reflective. She's looking out over her ocean of emotion. She's not worried at all. She's done the work. Knight of Cups. So getting ready to go into the water, crossing the waters, the grand gesture. Page of Cups. Eager. He looks eager. He also looks fixated. Fixated maybe on the wrong thing. That's strange because this is normally a card of creativity, but I'm feeling this energy of being fixated or obsessed on the wrong thing, losing touch with what is really important or what really matters. There's my intuition for you. I don't know what that's all about. 10 of Cups. So, that ideal outcome. And here we have a little gathering, a picnic out in the world. And I like the little doggy. Very cute. Here we have the 9 of Cups. And so 9 of Cups is wishes fulfilled. It also is that greedy merchant. And, he's got the liquor bottle there. He's helping himself. He's got plenty of other cups that he can use. He's got all the things that he needs. He's pointing something out to somebody. And I feel like there's a touch of arrogance to him. 8 of Cups, releasing, letting go, walking away, moving on to something else and something new. And we see the ship in the background. And is the ship coming in or is the ship leaving? I feel like the ship is leaving. The ship is what she was on. and she's been dropped off, and now she's ready to begin her journey, and she's on her own. She gets to write her ticket. 7 of Cups. And so here we have the choice, the dreams and the illusions, and you've got someone window shopping. Here we have the 6 of Cups. So that nostalgia, yes, she's looking at pictures. She's surrounded by the past. And I want to say it feels a little cluttered in there. It feels like maybe the past overtakes her. Not to say that it's necessarily bad, but I would say she doesn't really have room for one more thing in there. One more thing in there means that it's too much. It's too cluttered. So, a firm reminder to not get stuck in the past. 5 of Cups, grief, sorrow, loss. Oh, yes, I feel that. 4 of Cups, despondency, boredom, disappointment, delay. And of course, you've got someone that's, saying, "Hey, I got another cup for you." And she's like, "Yeah, I don't care. I don't need it. I don't want it. I'm not interested." 3 of Cups, celebration. Love that. So there's a kind of a theme here where they are depicting 2 individuals who have chosen to kind of get married. There's a sort of that celebratory energy. I feel like this could very easily be at the wedding, the reception. That's kind of the energy I get if we're looking at the whole story of the deck. 10 of Pentacles here. We've got the family. It's very family oriented. I love the little doggy with the little baby. Super cute. Page of Pentacles, curiosity, getting ready to experiment, curious about what will you become if I plant you. Knight of Pentacles. So slow and steady, taking his time, maybe a little stuck in the past, in the old, wearing a lot of things that weigh him down, slow him down, looking to the future, but not in a real rush to get there. Queen of Pentacles. So again, we have a lot of abundance here. It almost looks like she's sitting on a chocolate throne. The color that they've chosen for the throne is really interesting. She's surrounded in abundance. She's in her zone, her happy place, her zone of genius. She's very inviting. Come on in. Whatever you need, I got it for you. King of Pentacles. A little more on the serious side of things, but content with what he's got around him. He knows what it means to work hard for something. He also knows what it means to be patient. Ace of Cups. So again, the hand is on the platform, and the cup is being featured. I love that there's a dragonfly here. Dragonflies symbolize adaptability. The Fool. So here we have, kind of like the clown, the court jester. His dog is grabbing onto his strings. So the dog is like, "Okay, you think you're safe and you're tied, but and you think that I've got you. But really, you might be going over the cliff, and that rope isn't necessarily going to hold you." So I feel like some playfulness there, kind of a nod to how we feel often, that the universe kind of plays its cruel little jokes on us from time to time. It's not really a cruel little joke, but at the time that we're going through it, it doesn't always feel so good. The Magician. So he is kind of an inventor. He is looking to tweak the process to get better at what it is that he is creating or producing. The High Priestess. So very traditional nod to the RWS. We've got the black and the white pillar. We've got the sort of the crown energy that she's wearing there is very crescent moon-esque. I'm not seeing any pomegranates here, but no, that's a lie. I lied. Pomegranates are being depicted here in the chandeliers, and she's got the scroll, the book, in her hands. Very interesting. She's also standing on or sitting on, the throne is featured. There's a round portal on the floor. And I feel like, as above, so below. That's what that depicts. The Empress. Oh, she's beautiful. So, of course, we're seeing the nod to Venus here. She's in the wheat fields, which is traditional. She's got a beautiful Empress crown, a hat with a veil. She's a woman of means. We see her castle in the background. Yeah, lots of creativity, abundance. The Emperor, so a strong figure. He looks more gentle in his eyes to me, which I think is really important. Sometimes the Emperor can look harsh, mean, cruel. I don't feel that in this one. The Hierophant. So very much the traditional nod to the Rider-Waite Smith, also wearing the same sort of crown-esque as the High Priestess. The Lovers. So here we have two people in love, and there's someone behind us here who maybe is a little jealous, arms crossed, not liking what this is about. That's interesting. I've not seen a depiction like that before. The Chariot. So moving on I always like to say, moving on from island A to island B, melding opposites, getting to where you need to go, but maybe not in a comfortable way, but still grateful for the assist. The Strength card. Very cool. Wow, that lion is like ready to protect, already in protection mode, keeping us back, keeping us at bay. And she's very content. She's happy. She knows, this lion's got my back. You can't touch me because I'm covered. The Hermit. Oh, very interesting. His look is fascinating to me. So, of course, very Merlin-esque. The fact that his eyes are super, super big and his eyes kind of match the bird, the raven. The raven, it can be on the Middle Earth as well as the underworld, passes on that information, flies into the heavens, so to speak. So, a great companion for a hermit who is doing a spiritual journey, a spiritual awareness deep dive. The Wheel of Fortune. Interesting that it's like at a fair. It's a Wheel of Fortune at a fair. Take your chances, have some fun, do something a little bit different. Justice. So staunch, eyes closed, maybe eyes down reading, but I'm seeing eyes closed to emotion and really focusing on, just the facts. Yes, very staunch, very rigid. The Hanged Man. I love that he's smiling. He's happy about this break. He's taking advantage of this pause and breathe, this opportunity to surrender. He's also seeing things from a different perspective. Hey, I'm making some new friends. I didn't even know that you guys, existed down here. And because I've changed my perspective and my position in the world, I'm being like the bat. Now I'm seeing the world through the bat's eyes. And it's fun. That's super cool. Death. So the Death card, oh, interesting. He's sitting taking a break. He looks bored. He looks tired, maybe because everybody has kind of accepted it already, so it's not as much fun for him. That's really interesting. Temperance. Oh, beautiful. So, of course, 1 foot in the water. We've got the lily pads being represented. She's sitting on a dock, and she is alchemizing. She's creating a new liqueur, so to speak. The elixir of life, the elixir of love. She's got a little pigeon companion or seagull companion or a duck with really big eyes. I love that all of their eyes are big. They're featured in that way. The Devil. The Devil's companions are 2 skeletons. That's interesting. The Tower. Love this tower. It's so fun. This is kind of like what am I trying to say? Not Danny Elfman, that he's the musician that does all of the music for the other artists, but it's like The Nightmare Before Christmas and things of that nature. It's got that kind of playful approach to this artistry. The Star. I love this. Now she's pouring her elixir into the community pool. She's sharing her vision, sharing her new offerings, sharing her magic and her healing. The Moon. I love that her face is the shape of the moon, that her face is the moon itself. And it's like the man in the moon, the egg, the cosmic egg. There's a lot going on here. She's holding the river. She's changing the shape. And of course, we know the moon regulates water, regulates our moods, regulates the tides. I love this depiction. This is fantastic. Wow. I'm really enjoying this deck. I'm definitely going to get the, oh yeah. So this is definitely a knockoff because the position of this is incorrect, the way the card is. But here we have the sun card. The border is off. You've got these kids. It's almost like they're in a museum and they're, they're looking up at, maybe this is a movie or it is a museum and they're looking at something from the past. Kind of an interesting depiction of that. The 9 of Swords. So sitting in bed, covering their head and their hands, their face and their hands. The nightmare is still lingering in the shadows. 10 of Swords. Yeah, completely done. Ruin. No going back. You can only go forward from here. Judgment. Oh, interesting. Yet another depiction of a wedding, a celebration, answering the call, moving into a new direction. The World. Oh, she's fun. She looks like she's almost like in a bathing suit, like old-fashioned bathing suit on the beach kind of energy. I really like that. Holding the world in her hands, has the whole world in her hands. That's really cool. And our final card here, the 2 of Cups. So here we have that couple. We're seeing, I feel like there's a real sort of like a sub-story with this deck where we're always seeing this couple, sort of coming together. And this is maybe when they meet, the soulmate energy, wisdom, knowledge, the apple, the worm in the apple. So a lot can be taken from that. Very interesting. Okay, so definitely a knockoff. I will be purchasing the real deal. So look for a video on that when I get that. I try to go straight to Taroteca for that. So it usually takes a few weeks because it comes from, I believe their printing place is Poland, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll have to see about, tariffs and shipping and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I definitely need to get their original one because this definitely is not it. So this is how this deck wants to work with you if you want to work with it. 4 of Swords. Yeah, so gives you an opportunity to kind of take a step back, to rest and relax into the questions that you have, what it is that you're trying to seek. And I feel like this card deck is going to give you the messaging and the information that you need, but it's going to give it to you from the heart space, not from the head. As you can see with this imagery, it's more playful in nature. And I feel like it's important. That's the whole energy of the deck. It's telling you a story. It's giving you proper information, but it's not beating you over the head with it. And that 4 of Swords is really coming in to say, give your head a rest. Lean more into the heart space because and your intuition, because it makes your journey so much easier. And I feel like that's what this deck's intention is. It wants to make your journey a little bit easier. Wow, very cool. All right, so that is our Dark Mansion Tarot. And wow, I'm definitely really excited to get this, the official deck, to get this real deck. I love Taroteca's stuff. I've never been disappointed with a Taroteca deck before. So thanks so much for joining me for this, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to put in the comments what you thought of the imagery and the deck itself. And until we see each other for another episode of Divinely Decked, as always, sending you so much love and support. We will see you on the flip side. Transform well. That's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was great to connect with you guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment for more content like this. And feel free to follow me on Blue Sky for even more content every single day. Can't wait to see you guys next week for another installment of Black Feather Couture, Divining the VIP Life.